my people, how are you doing? It's me and Ngugi with your favorite boy Sam. And today's discussion is all about leadership. We are called to be leaders. Who is a leader? What takes to be a leader? And how can you be a good leader? All this in one discussion. Let's meet and talk more about this.
At the moment, ukijiangalia, what is the farthest milestone you can see that you want to achieve in your leadership journey?
Well, I'm political, yes, but my main goal is not entirely politics. Politically, it's fine if I become maybe the governor of Nakuru County at one point or the other. Sitakata, if it comes, you don't know. Yeah. But my main goal has been to make a difference in the world. Maybe to see myself as one of the strongest women, not because of the money I have, not because of the power I have, but because of the change I'm making to the society. I call myself more of a philanthropist.
Growth is one of the distinguishing qualities of the human race. There's always that inward craving to become a better person as time goes by. Here is a show on peer mentorship that focuses on personal growth, whose positive effects will be manifested in the societies and communities where these people and individuals stay.
Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to yet another episode of Growing, of Learning. If you wake me up in the middle of the night, any day, anytime, of course, usiku, and uniulize, mention for me one leader, there is 1% chance nitarudi kulala, 2% chance nitakuuliza what? Then 97% chance that Ngugi is the name that will come out of my mouth. I've watched this lady do a lot of amazing things around leadership. Najua kwa hapa na blush, but it's not flattery. Maze, this is one of the phenomenal ladies I personally know. She's here to talk about leadership and how we can grow around that area. So, karibu sana Madam Leader, Madam Kiongozi. I'm very grateful to have you here today.
Thank you.
Now that I've already mentioned your name, just go ahead to introduce yourself again.
I don't know how better I can do the introduction. The introduction was too heavy. I didn't know that perspective. But anyway, welcome to this episode. My name is Ngugi. A young lady. We're just trying to maneuver this life to see what's best for us. Born and bred in Nakuru County, Elbagon, and did my education in Nakuru for the primary and secondary in Solai, in a certain school at one corner of Nakuru County. Naitwa Rutani. Solai. And then later joined the University of Kabianga, where I pursued a bachelor's degree in IT. And I guess we're going to talk more about leadership. I don't want to jump into that. It was all about introduction. So that the little bit I can do. I'm a fifth one in a family of 7. 4 ladies, 3 gentlemen, and mom and dad. Yeah, so that's basically the little introduction I can do about myself.
Oh, thank you. Kuna vitu nimejua zenye sikuwa najua. Anyway, you said you studied IT, right?
Yeah.
Sasa leadership iliingilia wapi hapo?
But leadership is inborn. It's not all about maybe a university course that you pursue, or maybe you are bringing. It's inborn.
You believe leadership is inborn?
Yeah. Sometimes back we had a question of is leadership a training, or is a leader born, or is a leader trained or made? Basically, I think I can say a leader is born.
You think a leader is born? Wow. I belong to the other school. That's that's a conversation for another day. So, if leadership, if you are born a leader, at what point did that come really conscious to your mind that I was born for this? High school, primary, uni?
I guess I did when I was in primary. I was a cheeky girl back then. Around class 6, class 7, because that's when you start realizing yourself. I was getting into the adolescent stage. That's when I could realize, like, I don't want to see that somewhere. I want the class to be such a manner. If we were doing some art and craft or something, I could manipulate all the pupils by the way in my class. Let us do it in this specific way. It's the best I see. And hakuna mtu alikuwa ananipinga. I don't know how that happens by the way. I don't know.
So you're an inborn influencer.
They could follow what I'm saying. They could literally follow what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, you know, it's one thing realizing that you're born for this thing, then you also go ahead to develop it. How did you develop that leadership thing in you?
It came in when I was in high school. That's when I was elected as the prefect. At in Form 2. Okay, Form 1 we're a bit naive. Utaki story mob, nacheza chini. But in Form 2 I could not hide it. And then it was noticed by the administration. So that's when I got elected. So I could have some trainings. I remember there is one training we went at Nakuru Teachers Training College, yeah. And I was told to give a speech after a whole week of training. And I was told to give a speech. And I remember the principal there was just amazed and said, okay, I don't have anything to say about this young lady, but whatever is ahead of you is bright. So such things made us get motivated. After that, in Form 3, I was actually elected as the head girl of the school in my absentia.
Jesus Christ.
So when I get back to school, okay, we just lost to a grandma. So after the burial, because the burial was like the day we were supposed to go back to school, and the same day was the board resolution, the school board resolution on who is going to be head girl, the assistant head girl, who are going to be all those departments. And I was not in school. So when I came back after a week at the gate, I remember the watchman asking me, are you Ngugi? And I was like, yes, I'm Ngugi, what's up? Ati, okay, mimi sitaki story mingi, enda pale kwa office. So I was shocked. Kwani nimefanya makosa, nimechelewa kurudi shule. I guess my mom communicated kwani what's going on. So hapo kwa gate ndio nikaambiwa kwa administration, you're the head girl, here is your badge, and here is your sweater. So you had no room to object because all the others were elected and they were sworn in. So I was going to yeah.
So washamalizana na process ya swearing in, everybody else wanangoja tu preserve.
Yes, no, the girl must be here.
Okay.
So that was it. I guess that one caught me off guard, and it gave me some little bit of motivation because I had to step back and ask myself, how is this happening? How is it possible? I was not in school, and before we closed for the midterm, was it midterm? Yeah, it was midterm. I was like, we had brushed shoulders with the administration a little bit because I wanted this to happen. The administration doesn't want to have a conversation. I want to bring a conversation between the administration and the students. And you know, it's high school now. How was that going to be possible? But I wanted to pull it. So it came as a shock, by the way. It came as a shock. But that's when I came to realize, and you have to cultivate something in you. You have to embrace the leadership in you to make a difference. Now the ball was on my court. I'm the one to roll it to the side I want.
How did it end? The rest is history.
No, actually, by the way. Yeah, so I guess.
Okay, so let's talk about, we'll talk about the experiences that have shaped your leadership skills. Let's talk about your mental diet that helps you become a better leader right now. Do you watch people? Do you read books? Do you read magazines? Do you go for apprenticeship or something? How do you feed your mind to develop leadership skills?
I guess I've interaction with those people ahead of me, because I can basically say like 80% of my friends, or maybe of those people who are close to me apart from my family, are people in different positions in the government or maybe the private sector. So in the interaction, I don't like reading. I try to read, but I don't like reading. I find it being, how should I explain it, a little bit fake or vague. Yeah.
Wow. How?
Because it's someone else. Now, if I take a book written by Michelle Obama, I don't know Michelle Obama in person. What inspired her to write that? Maybe I can only pick one or two lines or three. But when I interact one-on-one, like now, I'm interacting with you.
I'm not a leader.
I guess, yeah. I guess I tend to pick more points from that shape up my leadership journey or my leadership skills. So I guess the way I feed my leadership skills, let's call it that way. The interaction one-on-one. Yeah, and then some of the leadership that you called upon. I don't know, there's a training somewhere for women in politics, for women in leadership, women in, I don't know where. You keep on going and attending those workshops. So they help me a lot. They help me big time. But I won't lie, I'm not a good
You're
leader.
not a good reader. Let's speak of, leadership is a journey, right? You come from one point, you are presently here, and you're looking forward. At the moment, ukijiangalia, what is the farthest milestone you can see that you want to achieve in your leadership journey?
Wow. Should I say I want to become the president of this country?
Yeah, come on, manifest.
I look forward to being, I'm political, yes, but my main goal is not entirely politics. We need to be like Winfrey, Oprah. You know, they're not in politics, but they're really making change in this world. So if I get myself to such a position, okay, politically it's fine. If I become maybe the governor of Nakuru County at one point or the other, sitakata, you know. Yeah. But my main goal has been to make a difference in the world. Maybe to see myself as one of the strongest women, not because of the money I have, not because of the power I have, but because of the change I'm making to the society. So I call myself more of a philanthropist.
More of a philanthropist. Wow. So let's talk of something sensitive, and it might not sit politically right with some of the viewers. Do you have something to say about feminism, especially in leadership? Because there is a wave of people who believe that it's time for women to come out and lead. And by some organizations are run by women, and they run really, really well. But do you feel it's supposed to be? Because in my opinion, I may be wrong, I feel sometimes it gets a little bit too much, because I believe it's not about the gender that is leading. I believe it's about the person who is leading and the skills he or she is equipped with. But then utapata saa zingine, you're going in for some elections or appointments, so you have appointed all the competent people and all of them are women. Then somebody anashout kutoka huko, no, mwanaume inafaa kwa hapo. Or the reverse is true. All of them are men. We need some. It has
always been about men and women crying. But feminism, I guess everyone gets feminism wrong. Because feminism is not all about fighting against men. Because that's what we are termed as. Personally, I can count myself as a feminist. Simply because I champion for women's rights. Women's rights are human rights. Men rights, or if they are men rights, also human rights. They're also human rights. But for the longest time in the history of this world, or maybe in the history of Kenya, women have been oppressed in terms of leadership, in terms of politics, in terms of economical empowerment. We have been oppressed for the longest time, and it has come to that point that we can no longer hold this power within us, because it has been a power. You see, like when you bottle hot water and you tighten the bottle top, at one point or the other, it burst. No, I guess we're at that point. Now, these women got a lot of power in them, got a lot of potential in them. It has come to a point that we have to burst. We have to be recognized. We have to be seen. Can you recognize us leaders just as you recognize men? Can you appoint us to these positions just as you appoint men? And the reverse is also true. If maybe in a group of, or maybe in a board of 5 directors, and you find 4 women and 1 is a man, you also come up and cry, what's going on? It's all about that gender rule of the UN that affects us, because we are what do you call it? We signed the charter, so we have to implement it. One gender should not be more than 2/3 at any point or the other. So it's not all about women not getting skills or getting competent people or something. It's about humanity. It's about humanity. Let us consider, because if you look at the judiciary at this point, we have the CJ as a woman. We have the deputy CJ as a woman, and no man is complaining. At one point, I told someone, "Wacheni mtungoje judiciary. We're going to have a woman who is a CJ who is a woman, and a deputy CJ who is a woman." Now wanaume walinikuna to walk away. But look at it at this moment. No one is complaining because we feel we as women, for the longest time, we have been oppressed. Now it has come to that point that we're starting to be recognized.
Okay, thank you for that. Another question. Now, like for you believed, you had this personal conviction that I think I am born for leadership, right early in class 6, class 7, and you initiated it yourself, right? Ukasema, no, I need to take the initiative and put things in order. But then there are a lot of people, I believe, who they feel they're called to lead, but they don't have that courage to come out and initiate it. Mtu anasema, he is equipped with the knowledge, the know-how, the mastery, but anaangalia environment yenye yako, anasema, guys, sasa mimi nikisimama niambia watu sifanye hivi, the response wouldn't be really appealing. What would you advise them?
I don't think there is a leader who can be in such a position because this is something that is in you. It pushes you, like literally it does. Unajua ni kama wakati you hungry, you pushed to have food.
Njaa itakutuma tu.
Njaa yenyewe itakutuma. So there is no point or the other utasema, "Woi aki niko njaa lakini naogopa kwenda dining." You'll find yourself at the dining, they are getting your food. So the same case with leadership. Leadership, it pushes. It's more of a fire. It keeps burning such that at one point utashindwa kunyamazia, utashindwa kuongea. The best thing is to meditate within yourself. In what line do you want to become a leader? Because you have different categories of leadership. I myself started my leadership, let's say in politics or something, kwa sababu nikiwa class 6, class 7. Unajipata tu parade unaongea, sijui wapi unaongea, so it was more political. Maybe if your leadership is in management, you'll find yourself managing people in a very cool way. I cannot manage people in a very cool way. I cannot, because you guys, you have to do what is supposed to be done, and I have
we need to get the results.
Yeah. So I guess if anyone is in such a position, you feel you are a leader, but you don't have that strength to come out. You have to sit down and internalize what leadership do you want to follow? What line of leadership do you want to follow? If you want to do it in politics, what kind of friends do you have around you? Are they people who give you platform? Like, I have to come and tell you, Sam, leo tunaenda mkutano na microphone yako. And the meeting must run, so you have no option. If your leadership is managerial, do you have friends who are managers in some parastatals or maybe in some schools, in some, just a manager somewhere? Because you have to follow their traits. They must give you a platform to do it. So I guess sit down, decide which line of leadership you want to follow, and you just find yourself. It flows, just flows. Yeah.
Okay, so it seems mentorship has a lot to contribute to somebody's leadership journey. Let's talk about negative criticism, opposition, and rebellion. I'm sure every leader has to face that at some point. How have you been dealing with it, and how do you deal with it? Negative criticism, opposition, and rebellion. Kuna ile constructive criticism. I'm not talking about that. Naongelea ile yenye tunaenda mahali tunapata ana amekaa hapo. Okay, ndio kiongozi. Wase, huyu hawezi tulia. How do you deal with that?
It has been difficult. Because sometimes you have to jungle between living your private life and public life, especially for us women. We are always criticized according to sexuality. I don't know what comes up when it is on. When we are maybe running in the same position, maybe an MC and an MCA in the same ward, I'm going to be told some things that you cannot be told. It has been difficult, and it affects our mental health a lot. It does. But at the end of it all, these are people. They have to say what they have to say, and you have to do what you have to do. So sometimes Ni sawa tu
Najiambia tu it is what it is.
It is what it is. Niongeeni tu mkimaliza manze mtanishow. But at the end of it all, when you go back to your room, because you will go back to your room alone, you have to sit down and decide which one am I going to take, which one am I going to leave. Because out of that criticism, there's someone who is speaking the truth. Anakuambia, and you have to change on this. But hajui kukuambia badilisha hii. Anajua kuambia unaona kazi yake ni kwenda kulewa, sijui kazi yake, you see? So you have to filter
and pick the lesson.
What is negative in the criticism and what is positive in the criticism. So you have to filter it out when you just go back to your room. Because I remember the first times I could just go to my bed and cry. Mbona unaniambia hivi? Kwani am I not fit for this position? Kwani am I not fit to do this and that? But when you come out strong, you have to go back and just tell your God, give me wisdom to do this. Yeah? And have your own principles. What do you want to do? Are you going to do it or not? Yeah?
Wow. One final question. You know, I've watched you do lots of stuff. Things which most of your age mates are not doing. By the way, she's young.
I'm old.
I've watched you do things zenye, you know, naonanga mahali nasema, wow. Jesus Christ. What feeds your courage? Because these things, some of these things are really bold, especially for somebody your age.
The mentors around me.
The mentors around.
And then I realized my potential when I was a bit younger, and I met people who could hold my hand. That one helped me a lot. And I landed into the hands of people who are also positive, because you can still land in the hands of people who are just animals. They want to waste you, they want to keep stepping on you. Before you realize it's too late. But for me, it was a swift transition. When I realized what I want to become, and the people I got around me, and the people who held my hand. So I guess it was that swift for me.
Oh, thank you. Finally. You've traveled a lot. Nimekuona maju. Anyway, she's well traveled. What are some of the experiences you've gathered from out there, out of this country, which you feel have been helpful to you in your leadership journey?
Oh, I guess I've interacted with the highest person I've interacted with was who? Hillary Clinton, I guess.
Ngoja kidogo. Did you hear that? Hillary Clinton.
She's the highest leader I've interacted with. And her humility is on another level.
Okay.
Her humility is on another level. And I came to learn that the more you climb up there, the more you're supposed to be humble. Because you're serving the people, not people serving you. So it's supposed to be vice versa. So no matter how high you climb, because Hillary Clinton is one of the
Hillary Clinton,
superwoman.
Google who Hillary Clinton is.
Superwoman we have. And I guess being humble has been one of the key skills I've learned in my leadership journey and with the people I've interacted with. And the other thing which has been a thorn in the flesh of we Kenyans is corruption. When you go to the US, sisemi ati hakuna corruption iko. But those people developed their country before anything else. So let's make this road with the amount that is supposed to be used. Let's make these classes. Let us do electrification with this amount of money. And then maybe the rest come later. But for us here Kenyans, ninakula nini kwanza kwa hii barabara? Ni kilomita ngapi yangu ni ngapi hapa? Before even we start the groundwork. So I guess I disguise corruption. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Now the camera is yours. Angalia hapo. Talk to an aspiring leader. Talk to a leader who is at the verge of giving up. Talk to somebody who is watching you and finding inspiration from you. Just tell anything that comes into your mind right
now. There's one thing I say in my life. I'm a small girl with a big God. God has been with me along this journey. At my age, I'm only 25. With what I have achieved, not a lot per se, but with what I have achieved, I can only acknowledge God. in each and every step that you're making, let God be your guide. Sometimes go back, uliza Mungu, and trust me, we get answers. We get answers. Not that God comes down or maybe sends an angel to come and talk to you or something. But when you're doing a plan, you find it moving in a very swift way and in a way that makes people happy. So first and foremost, be close to God. Keep him close to you. The second thing, be humble. Arrogance is not going to take you anywhere. And the third and final thing, you have your private life and you have your public life. Learn to draw. No matter how thin the line is between those two lives, learn to draw it. You're going to separate your public life and your private life. And you're going to have a smooth transition in whatever that you're going to do. And you're going to make big achievements. And to the young ladies out there, not everything is achieved horizontally. I know you know what I mean. But use your mind, use your skills. People out here are after sharp ladies. Be on the lookout. Move to the right direction. Get the right mentors for you. If you don't get outside your family, make your father, your mother, your uncle, your sister, your brother your mentor. Mnakaa tu chini, mnaongea, unafikiria kufanya hii, what is the right way, unafikiria aje, and you go ahead. So yeah, I wish you all the best in your leadership journey. Kujeni tutembee pamoja. I'm still not to get where I want to be, but we can still work together. And if you need to talk to me, you can drop a comment down there, and contact will be shared.
Guy, for the sake of time, let us close from there. However, I feel we still have a lot to talk. If you want to see Anne back here to speak about the same topic and even give us more insights, tafadhali andika kwa comment hapo. Just write in the comment request. Tukifika request mingi, I'll just call her. We do this thing again, and we gain more from her. Finally, you've said that there has to be some distinction between your public life and private life, right? So are you a closed person or you're an open person? Because you know, so I'm sure kuna mtu atauliza, hey, how do I get to Anne? You know, she's such an inspiration. How can I?
Like
uko na public email?
No,
najua private uko na. I'm a public IG.
My email is public. Unless we can create one for a conversation. But anyway, you can still use my email. Facebook page, Ngugi, ANNIE. On Twitter is at Ann_Ngoi. At IG, Ann_Ngoi.
Okay, IG.
But I'm not active there. If you want to get me so quickly, maybe you can do a WhatsApp or you drop a message on my Facebook page. Okay. I guess that's the easiest way you can access me.
We'll give the details up. All that information will be there. And thank you so much, Mzee.
Thank you.
I'm sure people have learned a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing you again here in the same show. Maybe now we can reverse. Ukue host, mini guest.
Oh my goodness. Easy ways.
we do one for me.
But by the if you need to know our host, Sema.
Yeah. Usichome.
Kazi ya kuhost tuna host.
Yeah, you just put it there. We can reverse this. Akue host, mini guest. We speak about whatever it is we want to speak about. And thank you so much, Manze. I wish you all the best in your leadership journey.
Thank you.
I hope the big God you have guides you through.
Yeah, sure.
And I know you to be a prayerful person. Maintain that.
I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome.
I do appreciate your time.
Karibu.
Asanteni sana.
Hey, Manze, it has been an amazing one. I hope you've learned. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you will grow. Ukitaka Anna rudia my videos, just tell me in the comment section. And anybody unataka tuongee naye mwenye mimi najua. Usianze kuniambia nilete hapa jalango, mimi siji jalango. Niambie mse yote mwenye najua, mwenye yako within my reach and capacity, I'll bring you here. Thanks and be blessed.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for your views. We are here to make this discussion for you as a young person. We need you to learn, we need you to grow, we need to educate you. As far as it is concerned, leadership is part and parcel of us. Let us embrace it, let us learn together, let us run this race together. Thank you.